What's up? It's Andy. We got some Saturday games. It's that weird part of the year where we get a couple straight Saturdays with NFL football, and nobody's going to complain because that means it's another day of games, another day of entertainment, another day of fantasy, another day of sports betting, and another day of No House Advantage contests. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. We're going to take a look at the Saturday slate. We got 3 games to choose from, and if you haven't played on it before, you're missing out. No House Advantage, it's fantasy and player props in one place. It's very simple. They make things really easy for you. You pick players from these games. Like, it's going to show you Nick Chubb rushing total. If you like him, you choose over, under. The more that you get right, the higher you rise in the standings, like tournament style, and the closer you get to the top, make $15,000. It's a beautiful thing. That's the kind of contest we're going to take part in today. Then they also have a verse the house feature where you pick any 5 player props, and if you're right, you're going to net 20 times your money. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great site. It's available to you, and if you go there using the link in the description of this video, they're going to match your first deposit up to $50. Not bad on a weekend where you got all these events. You put in 50, you use that on today's events, tomorrow's events, then you use the other 50 on Sunday's events, and who knows? You know, the more darts you get to throw at the board, the more shots you got for a bullseye to hit those 15,000. So we'll try to get that going today. And then we're going to start with that aforementioned Nick Chubb, who actually been a little bit slow lately. But the Cleveland Browns are going home, and they're playing the Ravens, who Nick Chubb has actually topped this total on earlier this year, back in October. But I'm still looking at Deshaun Watson. They're still trying to get him feeling comfortable. The guy hasn't played regularly in years. This is his first game at home, and I think they're going to be running the ball a lot, and there's only so many games in a row you can hold Nick Chubb down. I mean, he has been a rushing champ. He was the leading rusher as recently as a few weeks ago. And I'm looking for him to get back on track at home against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to take the over on Nick Chubb rushing yards. Then on the other side of the ball in that game, another guy who hasn't been producing lately, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, we've seen him have plenty of great games last season with Tyler Huntley. I also think he's due to get back on the right track. I'm going to take the over on receiving yards for Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews' quarterback, Tyler Huntley, he's been just fine. How about we use that term? Just fine, especially with Mark Andrews. It turns out that Mark Andrews' production last year was actually slightly better with Tyler Huntley than it was with Lamar Jackson. I know it's kind of weird to believe. However, I think that it's going to benefit the both of them, meaning the over for Mark Andrews on his reception yards, and also over half of 1 touchdown for Tyler Huntley. You know my philosophy on that. Anytime you show me a quarterback, I don't care who it is, Mike White, Huntley, any sort of backup, bring Brock Osweiler back, and I'll still take the over on half of a touchdown pass. In the modern NFL, it's just too easy. You could be getting blown out, you get a cheap one, you could get a screen, get a cheap one, do one of those shuffle plays where you got like a mini end around and then you do that touch forward, there's a touchdown pass. It's too easy to get one, so I have to take advantage of that on No House Advantage. So give me the over half of a passing touchdown for Tyler Huntley. And then looking at his running back, J.K. Dobbins, he came back last week, still looked gimpy. I know they say his running style comes with a permanent gimp, and I understand that. I still walk with like a half gangster limp around town. But he still looks off. He still looks like that injury's lingering. I mean, he tried coming back, and then they immediately had to put him on IR, and then he came back last week. Who knows if this is going to be like the first time where it's like, oh, he actually still isn't feeling good. They already have a rotational committee there. We don't know if he's going to get the majority of the work. And typically, if you think what they should set someone like his yardage total at, if you look earlier in the year when he was playing, it was 40, 50. Now it's in the 70s. Now I have to take the under on that unless they know something that I don't. I don't think so. But you know who does know something that you probably don't? Those people who make the projections for this on Stokastic. And believe it or not, they offer that for free for this particular contest. Not all the contests, but if you go to Stokastic, they offer free optimal lineups and projections for the No House Advantage contest. So you should definitely check that out. They are very smart people doing things that I'm not capable of. So if you don't trust any of my picks, if you think that J.K. Dobbins is a sneaky play and he's going to hit the over 70-something, then I don't know, maybe at least double check your work with the Stokastic projections and optimal lineups. But I'm taking the under on J.K. Dobbins. And I know it's pretty interesting because we got 3 games on this slate, and I'm just stacking them all from that one game, but that's just kind of what caught my eye. But I am going to take the under on Gabe Davis receptions. Gabe Davis has been very enigmatic. He's been almost Deshaun Jackson-like, where you're going to get these 130-yard games and then a 2-catch game for 22 yards. But even in his games where he kind of blows up, it's like 4 catches for 130 and 2 touchdowns. I think they set his reception total too high. A guy who has so many weeks under 4.5 catches, I'm going to put this one as another one, especially when you're considering the fact that you're going to get bad weather, snow in this game. Are they going to be slinging it around the field? We've already seen Buffalo make a concerted effort to not let Allen sling it around as much as he was early in the year to protect the red zone turnovers and protect his confidence. I have no reason to believe, since they've been continuing to win, that that's going to stop this week. So I'm going to take the under on Gabe Davis receptions at 4.5. And those are the picks that I got for you on this Saturday. Make sure you subscribe to the channel here because we got more coming tomorrow. I'm going to try to take a stab at the versus the house on this Saturday slate. Try to get 5 right so you can make 20 times your money. Then we got the Sunday Pick'em contest, the one that we normally do. A lot of No House Advantage this weekend, so make sure you're around to find out how all the picks do. So good luck to you. Better luck to me. I will see you tomorrow as we take on the house. Take it easy.